I just want to see if, can you have somebody go on and tell us if they can hear us? Because I turned the volume down on ours. I just want to see if, can you have somebody go on and tell us if I'm going to shut the volume off on this so we don't hear ourselves talking because there's a delay. Oh, there's 2 people watching. I'm going to ask them.
Okay.
Why don't we change seats? Because I'll be typing.
Oh, sure. Oh, there's a delay?
Yeah. That's why I shut the...
Oh, they can.
Oh, good. I'm going to take my little credential off, maybe?
This is what tired shit looks like.
This is not good lighting either.
This is 4 hours of sleep. I need vegetables.
I know. We need a good dinner after this.
A good dinner.
I need to go to the hotel too and look at our bill.
Okay.
With you.
It should only be, yeah.
Just because I put it on my debit card.
Okay. I can even write you a check.
I feel like I should take my jacket off. I feel like Justin in this jacket. I keep expecting it to be live, but this one is the live one, so.
Oh. I want to see if anyone's typing to us.
Okay. Does this look better without my jacket on?
Guys, what do you think? Does it look better without Jenny's jacket, or do you like the jacket?
I feel so naked just in this. I like a little color.
I'm debating if I'm gonna have more coffee so I have energy.
I think you should not, though. I worry about your shaking.
Yeah.
Like, just your heart rate. Maybe we should retweet what that person just tweeted.
What did they tweet? I didn't see.
Like instructions for people. This looks good without the jacket.
Did they type? Did they like it? Oh, good.
The jacket is fierce. Wait, put the jacket back on. Okay, I'm putting the jacket back on.
Yeah.
I like the jacket. It's very expensive. Got it at Nordstrom. Leather.
Did everyone watch the press conference? Oh, this Charlie Winston is cute. Who, like, is giving instructions.
Hey.
Hello. Oh, and he's with Hillary.
Oh.
Things that we need to know.
Dave Lee's is going to know everything about your life in about 2 minutes, people.
He definitely likes Kathy Griffin.
Next, he will be at our next interview helping us for our skating competition. Guys, so our first person that's coming on is Tim. We're going to talk to him. Very excited. I like the jacket. Good call, people. It looks better without the jacket. People say yes to the jacket. What on earth is up with this going? I know we're going to talk about that. Alright, should we go off for a little bit? Or just stay, we can stay on and wait?
You can just say
Okay, so we'll start with Tim, like how you skated, kind of stuff. Then go to Christine. Okay.
Oh, look at what Alyssa said. Thank God we were downstairs. We have so much to offer people about what was happening.
I thought he was happy. I didn't know that. Oh, really?
People don't usually yell in Russian when they're happy.
Oh, I didn't hear him yelling in Russian.
Yeah.
See, you should get a new coach. It's a weird thing where, like, he's so into him.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
We'll talk about it.
yeah. I want to close that door, though, when we start. Do you want to tell Tim to come a little early?
I told him. So.
Yes, we can follow fans on Instagram. Oh, thank you. I like my scarf.
So
But
my
Davey
eyes.
looks stressed.
My eyes are really intense because I haven't slept and it's a lot of caffeine.
I know. I told him no more coffee.
Oh, by the way, no, I'm not left-handed.
Dave uses his phone all day.
People say that.
Let me see.
Like, oh, okay, I'm taking it away from him. Well, my friend is like, he's tweeting at me in all caps. What is the
limit?
link?
Okay, Alyssa, thank you for your Instagram.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Brian.
Oh yeah, he went to the airport.
I know. Is Justin still here?
Yeah.
Oh, it just got sick.
Justin. So
I want
last
to hang out with him.
so last year a skater threw up in Ashley Wagner's purse. Oh, Tim Gable didn't find out. We have to tell him.
Oh, so Tim Gable doesn't know that someone beat his quad record. We're telling him right now. Oh, thank you, Zigzaggy. I am single. I can tell all my ex-boyfriends that.
Wait, I just gave Tim the news.
Oh,
Of because
Dave
he was
just
at Tim
broke
was
the
at
news to Tim.
he was at Equinox.
Of course he was.
Tim.
That's what you do. You go crazy during Nationals Week, and you try to run to get.
Oh, like Alyssa who ran a 5K today.
Parents, guess what?
She got fifth. She didn't even get the pewter. She was a little upset.
Oh, she got fifth.
Yeah.
St. Alyssa ran a marathon today. Well, it wasn't a marathon.
It was a 5K.
That's like 3
Or
miles.
10K? 5K? 10K?
10K is a lot.
Wait. She ran a 5K.
Tell her to come watch
It's
us.
cold. She lives in Detroit. I was like, girl, why are you...
Hey, Arkla. Raph is very attractive.
Did that Charlie, like, message yet?
Charlie who?
The one who's giving everyone instructions.
Oh, let's go on our Twitter.
I don't know.
Oh, Ernie.
Is Ernie watching?
What did he just say? Retweet to save a life, and it was a picture of Adam. Oh, is he so skinny?
Oh,
Wait, what?
Adam is thin.
Wait, pause.
He looks good.
Ernie. Was that shade?
Wait, is Ernie throwing shit at us?
Is he still here? What is his Twitter name? Utah Stevens or something?
Ernie Utah Stevens.
Does Tim know where he's going?
I think so.
Tell him to just come to the press
I'll
conference.
go grab him. And I'll grab Chris.
I can't even find his stupid Twitter name. This is why people, when you have a Twitter name, it needs to. Oh, here it is. Oh, bless. All right, who am I retweeting? Oh, are you, Arkla, are you this person? Are you Charlie? Oh. Mini donuts. Yes, I can. Let me do that right now. I don't, because I've been sitting here. Okay. Infinity Alyssa. Done. Thank you, Justin. You're very sweet. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Who do I think will win Worlds? I don't know. Hopefully a U.S. lady can be on the podium. We asked them that last night. Hopefully they'll get it together. 2 good programs. I think Hanyu will win men. Did any of you guys see Patrick's Long this week in Canada? Let me know. Write it down there. Who for men? Hanyu. You're going to Worlds? Oh, we are too. We'll see you there. Who for women's? Thank you, Bridget. I was thinking about taking it off. I don't know. Let me see here. I would like to see Mao win, but I don't know. I think 4 continents will be telling perhaps Medvedeva, and I think Miyahara will probably be on the podium. And I think of the U.S. ladies, I would put my money on Gracie at this point. I would like to see Shoma on the podium, but I think it could be possible. Ilya. Yes. Gracie can win Worlds. I think if she does 2 clean programs, she definitely has what it takes. Oh, thank you. Parabens, Alexander. You're very kind. Can we just talk about the fact that Dave Lease gets like 200 text messages every few minutes? He's always on his phone. I think that's why he's like has weird texting capabilities, because he takes his... You aren't there. No, he's not, Dave. But I'm here. He'll be right back. He just went... So we have a guest who's coming on first, Tim Dolensky. He's going to come on and say hi to you guys. So do you guys think that they should send Nathan to Worlds? We're going to talk about this. Or Jason. Let us know. I think in the past it was okay to sit out 4 continents, particularly if you were from the US or Canada, because it was the week right after. But I think this year, it's about 3 weeks after this. No, he has a girlfriend. I think it would be smart to go. I know Alexa and Chris are going for sure. The US pairs are going. I would think the ice dancers are going as well. I don't know. I know Ashley said that she's on the team, but I don't know if she's actually going to go quite yet. To penalize his coach for coaching Nathan? Why would they do that? I don't think... Because he coaches both of them. So if they're penalizing Raphael by having Adam win, that doesn't really make sense. Did you? Do you want me to... Do you have his number?
He just called me from the other number.
Maybe he's with his coach.
Oh.
What is my shirt? My shirt is just a blue sweater. Jason, I love Jason. I think he should. Yes, it was very clear after Adam won that he felt that way, Mark. I don't know. We should ask we should ask Dave about this, because I don't know. I've been staying at a different hotel, so I don't know what's been going on with them at night. Do I think she was underscored, Ashley? No. I thought, and we talked about it in our recap, that she didn't really perform the first part of her program. Kind of turned it on at the end. Are you going to find him?
Yeah.
What did he say? Have you heard from him?
No, I'm calling him.
Okay. Give Dave a scarf. He had a scarf earlier. I think he likes the kind of all black look. It's very sleek. What do you guys think about the pairs, Tara and Danny? Were you impressed with them? I would too, Bridget. It would be good to see all the US ladies there. I believe it's in China, Alyssa. Like Mark, in my life right now when I go out to skate, I'm afraid to jump. I mean, I have a little bit, but I think if I trained, it perhaps would take over, but when I'm skating now, I'm just coaching, so it's not really something that I can assess. It's a skin condition, right, Alyssa? Why do you think that, Luke?
He's eating. He's coming.
Oh, he's eating? Okay. Should we start?
No, we'll wait until somehow to find him. I just have this gut feeling.
You gut feeling of what?
I'm gonna have to run and find him. I guess.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Why?
He's coming. He said he's grabbing a bite to eat and coming.
Oh, and then
so,
coming
yeah.
down.
You know he's gonna get me right at 6:15. So.
Okay. TikTok. Yeah, they seem to be. Cody, they seem to be doing very well together. I think she looks like a different skater this season than she was at Junior Worlds, and she said in one of the press conferences that was because she went back to Tammy. So I think they have a good relationship.
Yeah, they said that her relationship with Tammy is much better than it used to be.
Yes. Who do I think the top U.S. lady will be at Worlds? My money's on Gracie. I think she's gonna do really skate well. She likes that Boston arena. She has good juju in Boston.
I know. Can you imagine Ashley? Ashley was talking about that at the World Team selection, that she hopes to redeem herself in Boston.
Well, I think, I don't know. I don't know.
She's always ready with the club.
I'm gonna pee.
Okay.
You can entertain them. They ask questions.
Oh, sure.
Asking questions.
All right. What do people want to know? Yeah, Ashley could make the world podium if she does 2 clean programs. If she could, that's the question. Yes, Paulina does need a new long dress. I had told her publicist. I don't know Paulina's mom. Hi, Luke. Jason, I believe, has a back strain. Mr. Peterson is great. I don't do predictions. I'm gonna give you away my fantasy. And it's way too early. I mean, come on. No, I did not like her hair. I thought more of her jumps were questionable than she got called for. We'll talk about Nathan on the air. Gracie was great. We talked about it in the recap. Am I over Ashley? No, I'm entertained by both of them. Will any of our ladies do a triple axel next year? I don't think so. Do I have calming spray? I don't get that nervous. Mark. It's 7:15 Eastern. We're just starting early. We're waiting for people. Yeah. Do you want to grab Christine?
Huh?
Do you want to grab Christine?
Yes.
Yes.
Let me tell her that we're starting. Do you want something to drink, Tim?
I'm fine.
All right. You want to sit in between?
Yeah, you're gonna be here.
Let me
Okay.
just see what the picture looks like.
We didn't get to see your girlfriend, but we met your friends. Where is she?
Is she here?
Which ones?
Oh, your friends?
Okay, we're all
there were
one.
2 girls that were here.
Elena, she has long hair.
I don't remember
Teenager-ish.
who I met this week. They were like early 20s.
I have no idea.
Okay. Do you have a lot of people here?
My mom and dad's,
Mhm.
my girlfriend, and not too many people.
I think maybe they're from your rank.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be someone.
Okay. Oh, we should shut the door.
Dave? Oh.
Yeah.
I don't see her. How does it feel to be done?
Nice.
Nice. You get to relax now?
I know.
Let's see her. Alright, come forward. Tim is spinning. Oh, Mackenzie says hi. Do you guys have any questions for him before we start?
Oh, can they hear you?
Yeah, we're on live. Atlanta in the house. There's a delay.
I'm all about the Mariah though.
Oh. Should we start? Oh,
Yeah, we'll start. We're gonna be off camera for a minute and then.
Okay. Fabulous. Hi. Hi.
all right, guys, we're gonna start. Keep it here.
Yeah.
Well, hello and welcome to the skating lesson. We are coming live to you guys from inside the arena after the men's long program. And we have a very special guest here, our son, Tim Dolensky. Congratulations,
Thank
pair of
you.
Banes. So how did it feel today? Are you happy with your performances?
Yes. I'm happy that I was able to put out 2 good programs, not just one, or part of one.
Yes.
But 2 good ones, and yes, I'm feeling pretty good.
Did you make sure that you would not do a single toe loop here?
You know, I didn't do a single time.
You did not do
You
a
did not. We were
single
very
toe
happy.
I did not.
Yeah.
Nope.
You didn't throw up again? Like, this is
Didn't
all
throw
good.
up.
Every
I
time you
didn't get
finish a
any
program
combos
and don't
thrown
throw up, we're
out.
always happy for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So looking ahead, what are your plans now when you go back home?
To take some much needed time off. I think, as you guys know, I started in April.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you going to be doing that again?
No.
Or, yeah, I think you placed
That was-
higher in the envelope this year. You're going to get some more assignments.
That was
Yeah.
kind of like my coaches want me to do that, and I better do good, or they're gonna just kill me. So
Yeah.
that was.
So
kind
they're
of
happy with you after this event,
Yes,
which is good?
They are
Yeah.
happy. Yeah. I mean, I was hoping for a little bit better placement, but I mean that's out of my control. I
Right,
mean,
you
the
see.
men, it seems like we brought it tonight. So
You did, and the ladies did last night as well. Did you watch
yeah,
them?
I did.
What are
I
your
watched all
thoughts?
the way.
Were you here or watching at the hotel?
I was watching on TV. I wanted to go to bed right when it was over.
Very smart.
But yeah, it was. I think all 4 disciplines were like nail biters.
So this is
So
your
it's
first
cool.
time, obviously, in the last group. How did it feel today? You looked pretty calm in practice.
Yeah, it felt like I should have been there like a while ago.
Good. Like you belonged here.
Yeah, no, I totally felt like I belonged here. So
Coming out of the curtain, there weren't any of those nerves that we sometimes talk about.
I mean, a little bit, but I mean, I feel like I did a really good job of just keeping them in check. Really.
Let's talk about your love of the man cleavage in the costumes, because it's really
Nobody rocks it like you.
Yes.
Well, it's not my love. I guess it's Brad's love or
So
something.
is Brad? So when you go for your costume fitting, is he kind of making that V lower? Are you
No,
pushing
that's
it
just
up,
the way
or-
it was. Like
Okay.
before, like when he had me, because it's really convenient that I live there when I go. Because
You can go
most
for
of-
like tweaks and. Little
yeah, I
things.
mean, he literally puts the outfit together. Like when I go, like he'll sort it right there. Like after he does all the adjustments and everything.
So you know it fits really well.
Yeah, it fits really well. But yeah, that's just kind of know. Because my outfits in the past have been a little bit flowy and baggy, and people were kind of like, you know.
People like your body on Twitter, so I think that maybe you should have some more form fitting. Tell Brad,
Yeah, I think this is a pretty form
less is more.
Yeah, people seem to love your deep V. So was your girlfriend, Katie? Is she here?
She's
Mhm.
here.
She proud of you?
Yes, she is.
Oh, good. Now,
Yeah.
does she skate at all? Can we get her on the
No.
ice? No.
She's actually been on the ice a couple times.
Okay, how is she?
She's pretty good.
Good.
We're doing swizzles.
Oh, learn to skate with Tim Dolensky.
Yeah. Well, and she's using a pair of my old boots, which actually helps immensely. If you
Because
know.
it's already like they're good skates.
Well, like the first time she tried and it scarred her was on those rental ones, and
they don't sharpen
They
those.
don't
nobody
sharpen.
can skate
No.
on those.
And yeah. It's just really a disservice to the sport. Who wants to skate after skating
Oh, I know,
in that
and
crowd?
sometimes like the boot itself will be all like
Oh, yeah.
turned in, and
Yeah.
it's not good. Well, thank you for coming on,
Yeah.
Tim. We're
Yeah,
so proud of you.
And you're probably going to want to leave the room because bad things are going to happen. So
Bad things.
We have Christine coming up. We're going to talk
Yeah.
about men's, but all
you
good
need to
things
be a
about
skater.
you, though.
And,
Okay.
yeah.
I will.
Keep it real. But thank you, guys. And do you have any last questions for Tim? Type it in. I think there's a little bit of a delay, though, so I don't know about that. But we will ask him on Twitter after we
Yeah.
talk to Christine. All right, well,
Right.
Kevin's,
Yes.
respect. Good job keeping it together
Thank
for two
you.
very good performances here.
Thank you.
All right, so now, guys, we're going to bring Christine in to recap the men's and ladies.
See you
Thank
guys
you.
later.
For those who don't know, Christine's a columnist for USA Today. She previously wrote for the Washington Post, and she's also the fellow survivor of a USFS ban, like we were. So,
So, what? Wait, I don't know about this band. What happened?
Oh yeah, that goes way back now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're I had my first book, Inside Edge, came out in 1996.
Loved it.
know every page.
Yes?
Really.
It was like our Bible
The
growing
reason,
up.
folks, why I'm
God's
spending
work.
time. I have to tell you, I'll get back to the story in a second. But oh my gosh, you two are the best addition to the press room.
Oh, thank
I
you.
mean,
Hear
because-
that, USFS?
Yes, are they watching?
But do you notice how
Sure.
the other table's very quiet and they just look at us
Right.
all the time?
Oh yeah, no.
We
you're
were
right.
the
It's
rowdy
like,
team.
yeah.
We would have been the kids who sits in the back of the bus.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
So, but anyway, the book came out. It was controversial, even though I didn't think it was. I mean, it was journalistically sound. It was
Yeah.
the first journalistic look ever at the sport of figure skating. This is coming after Tanya Nancy. The popularity is through the roof. The book became a bestseller, and it was so wonderful. I have to say, so many people in skating opened up their homes to me, their brains. I got a chance to do this research.
Dumb
They
people.
trusted me. Yeah, I know. What in the world were they thinking? But then U.S.
Please
Figure
feel-
Skating got angry and banned me.
because you spoke.
You had the AIDS
Right.
chapter. This
Right.
is the 90s.
Yes. Right. The chapter on HIV and AIDS and the
Okay.
tragic. No, obviously no joking at all here. The tragic loss of life for so many men
Mhm.
in the sport. A subject, as you guys know, that had not been broached. So we're talking 20 years ago now. And so yes, they banned me for about 6 weeks. It was in the spring, and of course, you know how many skating
You probably
competitions
missed
Yeah,
a
there are in
good
the spring.
pro-am. you know.
Which I missed literally nothing.
Mhm.
And so, but thankfully they came to their senses
Okay.
because, the First Amendment and things like that. So we took it very seriously because as ridiculous as it sounds now, it was not
Important.
a good, yes,
Yeah, it was important to cover
And
skating.
didn't someone write you all the things that you missed while you were banned?
Right.
So-
Yes. Joni Meacham, actually, the San Jose Mercury at the time, covering the beat, said, "I've kept track of everything. I've kept notes for you of all the things you've missed." And of course, he sent me a blank piece of paper because I missed nothing. But
I love it.
yeah, so let's hopefully not get banned again. And I think that
Yes.
I don't think this leadership of USFS would do that. Hopefully,
Hopefully.
not.
Fingers
Hopefully.
crossed.
You never know.
Yes.
We just had the men's event, kind
Mhm.
of a controversial result.
Yes.
Thoughts on the winner?
Well, Adam Rippon is a class act, a great guy, a veteran. I love his skating. I think he's just a beautiful skater, and he's a great guy. And just like Ashley Wagner, is the best quote in the business. So for us,
He's a personality.
yes, the personality adult. It's nice to see adults actually winning
Yeah.
in figure skating, and they are on the U.S. side, and that's great. And but having said that, is it a sport or is it art? And of course, that is the age-old question, and will be the question forever. And I'm sure some of your viewers and listeners are saying it's an art, it's a sport. You want the full package, or no? My goodness, you want quads. Of course, the problem, as we know, is you go to Worlds and you don't have a consistent quad, and you are not going to medal.
No, you're out of the top 6.
So when has the United States ever said, we're number 9 and we're happy about it? We've not, right.
No.
So this is mystifying to me. Last year, again, with Jason Brown, these are wonderful people. This is not by any means a criticism of these people at all, except they've got to up the ante, so to speak. So here you've got Nathan Chen with 4 quads in the long, 2 in the short, 6 overall. We've never seen anything like it. Historic, of course, the first American man to ever do it, and one of the first ever to do it, the 4 quads in the long. And if things go as we think they might go over the next hour or so with the International Committee, bringing Jason back and knocking off Nathan, that historic performance today might as well just put a wet blanket on the whole thing, because what it means is, of course, that he would not be going to
Do you
Worlds.
think other countries would have sent him?
Of
If he
course.
was not
Absolutely.
sent?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think so. And I think now we also, there's one issue, of course, Jason, we don't know how he is.
So he's
So
not
they-
skating. He goes back on the ice in a week.
Right,
Yeah.
so it's possible, and he's a class act, and let's make that
Yeah, this
clear.
is nothing about them personally.
No, and it's possible that Jason will, obviously he's petitioned, so he will maybe be put on the team, which, by the way, I think they probably need to do that based on his resume.
Mhm.
A la 2
That's
years
what we
ago
were
with
talking
Ashley
about,
Wagner
yes.
on the Olympic team. Of course you put Ashley on that team. That's what the rules said. So if you put Jason on, that's not against Jason. It's not
No.
his fault at all. But you are then knocking off the best thing that has happened to figure skating, the entire competition. So what is that? When this sport is having such trouble, and as the TV ratings are down the tubes, and you've got a fresh face and a kid who's great, he's 16, and he's doing all this amazing stuff, and you don't send him to Worlds potentially, or you knock him off, it's unconscionable to me. I think that's just an absolute huge mistake. I don't know, there could be too many people at fault to just start blaming people, but really, there's been a long list of things that boggle the mind in figure skating, and this would certainly be near the top of it, yes.
How do you feel about Adam being coached by Raphael? I mean, it is clear that Nathan is his baby. He's talked a lot this week about that. He said, what, was I not good enough for Ashley when she was 16 or 15, 14?
Yeah, he likes to mold the skaters, and we saw how angry he was after Adam won. I mean, you wouldn't
He
think
came
a coach would
running
be
back,
angry, but
screaming
he
in
came
Russian.
running right after the
I
kiss
mean,
and
he
cry.
left that kiss
He
and
was-
cry.
Oh, and I
Yeah.
saw him ranting and raving. I kept it a
Yes.
few minutes after you guys, and he was literally throwing his arms around, yeah.
I mean, he's Adam's coach. If you're Adam, what do you?
He
I
has to
couldn't stay
sense
with a
it
coach
in
like
practice.
that, in my
it's
opinion.
an interesting point. Yeah, I think well, Adam's clearly, as you well know, he's mature and he's terrific, and he's got his his head set on
Yes.
straight. So I'm guessing, and in fact, in the press conference afterwards, as you guys heard, he was we were sitting next to each other. He was magnanimous. He was understanding.
Yes.
He sees the whole landscape.
He understands what
He probably
Nathan
mentioned.
offers. Which,
He may be the first national champion to mention the third place person more than himself.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, he kept talking about Nathan, how great he is, and what have you. So that's great. Yes, I think the dynamic is interesting. That Raphael coaches both of these men, and of course, it's that exact question of artistry versus sport and athleticism. And Raphael clearly was furious that Nathan wasn't first or second.
Well, and in my opinion, yes, Adam is a performer, but I've been telling Dave this. I don't think Nathan is a Max Aaron 2012. I mean, he's a good skater. I think he has a good second mark. Yes, he
Some
could
of his
use a little
skating
bit more
skills are
power,
not great.
more transitions, which we saw with sevens in those marks. But I feel like he's getting typecast as a Tim Gable, and he's not. He's
No.
an artistic skater.
I completely agree. And also, I just found it absolutely fascinating to watch him. And of course, when you're seeing history and you're seeing these quads, of course you're more interested in the program.
Right.
So that is a kind of a self-evident
you're
thing that
gonna
happens. And so we probably would look over some of the things, but you're totally correct. This is not a robot out there.
And
Yes.
his turnout and his toe point. I mean, he's a small man, so he's not going to have that power quite yet, but it's not like he's a hunchback on the ice. And I feel like sometimes it can be the artist versus the athlete, and he's a total package.
Right. I think he is. If you're asking me, which you're not, but I will say this, is if I had been judging that competition, and clearly I was not, and I'm sure most people are going, thank God she was not judging this competition, but I would have put Nathan Chen first, because this is a sport. And the United States men have been so lacking on the quad front, and now here you've got this gift that has just been handed to you on a silver platter, and instead of embracing it and saying thank you and taking the silver platter, you are now putting him third and lopping him off the world team. I mean, that is so dumb. That is so misguided for the future of the United States in the sport. Now, I know people say, well, he'll go to Junior Worlds, he might win, and next year. Well, the Olympics are 2 years away, and
Yeah,
those
we
2
need
years,
to start.
those
because
2
he
years
needs to
will
get-
come
yes.
very
Yeah.
quickly. Also, we know what you know what you
Components
have
rise
now.
the longer you're around as well. That's
When
why
it-
you need to get the talent.
And Rob said that in one of his interviews. He said, the longer you're around, then you get to know people. The Russians get this. Obviously, the Asian countries
Please,
get
in
this.
Russia, he would have won by 20, 30
Oh,
points.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Canada, he would have won. I mean, how did Canada get their act together? And they know who to promote, and we are now sitting here like, come on, the Canadians could have gotten.
How long is your show?
I mean,
we got a lot to
Canadians
talk
could
about
get a
the
silver
answer.
medal at the Olympics better than anyone, and now
Yeah.
we can.
It's really troubling, and it's almost like the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing.
Well, let's switch to talk about the ladies a little bit, because one of the questions that was asked is, what is it going to take to get the U.S. women on the world's podium? In your mind, after her short program, Ashley Wagner seemed happy. She said that it's part of the process. She seemed okay with the fall. Is that okay? I mean, in your mind, what is it going to take for these women? And do you think, what do you assess of that statement?
Yeah, I think actually I have a column that's going to be hopefully in the paper tomorrow, in USA Today as well as online now, saying I'm actually predicting that they will finally win a medal.
Okay.
And this will be the first time, of course, as you know, in 10 years. It's been a 9-year drought going all the way back to the 2006 Worlds in Calgary, where Kimmy Meisner won the gold and Sasha won the bronze. To me, that just feels like Gracie and or Ashley, probably or Ashley. I don't think two will win medals, but that if they can do, if Gracie can do what she did last night, and do that, of course, over the short and the long. Big ifs. But if she can do that, I think she's a medalist. I really do. She looked great. She's on fire. She's got it all. She's got the Frank and Lori, it's Michelle's group all over, getting the band
Total
back together.
package,
Right,
yeah.
exactly. So there's that. Ashley is a fighter, and I think sometimes she says stuff that I doubt that she even really means from the standpoint of, and I'm sure you guys kind of feel this way too about her. She's so honest, and I think she cares very much. I mean, she's a fighter, clearly. We saw that last night with the long program that was great until she popped the Lutz. But I love that long program, and I think it so fits her. And if she, interestingly enough, where Ashley has always performed best is the Grand Prix final, which means she can skate at the top level of the sport.
Yes.
But I think oftentimes people aren't always at that final or something, but she does capitalize on others' mistakes. But we have seen, and I want to ask you, because I asked a question last night in the press conference. Scott Brown, who is her old career, was furious that I asked about the fact that they can't do short program, or they haven't done short programs in the last year. One, was that an inappropriate question?
No, there's no inappropriate question.
He was furious, being like, they should have been thrown out. And then two, yes.
Well, news flash, there's no inappropriate question. So, I mean, and there's no stupid question.
Yeah.
I mean, even, the most basic question can get to the
But
answer
their
you want to
short
get.
program game, I mean, I think we have to look at that as a real thing. I think Gracie, she's done 5 really good longs in her career. Every time came after a short with a mistake.
Right. And I think you nailed it. Your question was great.
Yeah.
I thought it was fantastic, and ask more like that. But I think, and even in the answer, I believe the answer was talking about how you can lose it in the short program,
still
right?
win it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how tough it is, though.
You
And
can't
both-
worlds.
Yes, and both Ashley and whatever are kind of, whoa, yeah. So they know the pressure.
Yes.
And, of course, this is in the old 6-0 system, which you remember, of course, well, and skated in, that there was, you really could lose it in the short. And so there was such pressure, and someone like Michelle Kwan just came out and basically nailed it, except for, like, the Helsinki Rolls
All the
in
time,
99.
yeah.
Other than that, she was just, and so we're kind of used to that. Our senses were dull all these years by that. It's not easy. And they're doing harder stuff, and of course the new system demands out things that all your viewers know, of course. But I think I love the answer Gracie gave about being 4th or 5th. Going and being 4th or 5th is worthless.
Yeah, she
Yes.
says, I'm going for medal. Anything else it doesn't
Because she's
matter.
already done 4th
Yeah,
and 5th.
yeah.
And by the way, in researching my column, she's been 6th, 5th, and 4th at Worlds. That's the kind of trend
That's a
that you
Sarah
like to
Hughes
see.
trajectory.
It
that we
sure
saw.
is.
And
It
she went
absolutely is.
7-5-3-1.
That's right. There you go. I love that you could just throw that out there
Of
like
course,
that. That's
Christine.
very
I'm
impressive.
going to beat you in Trivial
Oh,
Pursuit.
you will definitely beat me in Trivial
Now,
Pursuit.
I have a very serious question. So you fell in love with my friend Jonathan Pryor, who filled in for Jenny during the Olympic year. Now, you have fallen in love with a gay man. Do you feel like every other woman in the sport of figure skating?
Well, yes, apparently so. But now Phil Hirsch has also been very taken by
I know.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
And Phil is happily married and has a son, so
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that
I
out
think
there.
Jonathan is just, we all fall in love
Right,
with Jonathan.
Yeah.
everyone loves, but Jonathan is great. I mean, and what a find! I mean, he's like it was a diamond in the rough. All of a sudden, this
did discover
this
that,
opera
yeah.
man that just shows up, and he's you know where his seats were. He was
Oh,
right
of
there,
course.
right by
Oh,
the.
yes, he was on
but
TV many a
With
time.
two
He won-
fellow opera gays, and they all sit down and
But
watch.
here's the thing: I really wanted him to have some kind of impact, like either hit the camera or jump
He was
on the
talking
ice.
about tripping somebody, or if
Yeah.
Gracie
Right.
did her Let's
Right.
Tell
Well,
it
this
before,
is a
just
joke.
give her a little.
This is a
again, a
joke. Yeah, I guess your listeners and viewers already know this is you're not really that serious about tripping people.
Oh
Right?
no,
No,
we're
well-
not serious about
I
that.
mean, you might want to sometimes.
Right, but yes, what I love about this sport, because I cover a lot of sports and do a lot of, I'll go to the Super Bowl next week, but really my favorite week is figure skating, and now with the Worlds also coming up. And what I love about it, the people are so darn interesting, and they're funny and they're cynical, and people like Jenny, and you're amazing. Of course, you are off the charts. I mean, I don't even know there's a chart that could
Dave Lees has his own chart.
Right.
It's like the Dave chart.
Right. But I covered you over the years, and other than interviewing you, I really didn't know you. I mean, you're hilarious. You are such a part of our group. But what it is when you talk to someone like Brian Boitano, and they are so funny.
Yes.
And, over the years, many, many skaters. And my theory on this is that because early on in life, well before most people learn that life is not fair, that out of your control completely, you cannot get something based on someone else's opinion of you or your costume, or that you double the jump when you didn't, or they look down and their pencil broke when they're judging you, and all of a sudden, and they
fifth
missed the
place,
best thing
yeah.
you did, right? Because of that, then you are a wonderfully cynical, intelligent, you got a great way to look at life. So I have always loved the people around skating and skaters as just delightful human beings because they're so darn funny, and they're smart, and they are interested in things that I find fascinating. Music, obviously, sport, of course, but in the case of Jonathan, opera. So it's just a great gaggle of people that are
Characters,
that are
Christy.
that are yes that are attracted to this
characters.
sport, and I count myself as hopefully as
Yes.
one of them.
You
Yes.
definitely are one of them. Thank you for
Well, I have
coming.
a couple questions we have.
Oh.
So
Oh,
you had
okay.
a good story I think you need to tell our listeners about
Oh, yes, he's
interviewing Carolina Costner in the women's, or interviewing
Oh.
Lori Nickel.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Well, when it was the Olympics, and of
Yeah.
course it was after the long
Which
program.
was really God's gift to you, that result.
Oh,
you know,
right.
Christine, I mean, come on.
Well,
This
it was one of those things where I was getting info all night, like look at the judges, look at the panel, and all that. So of course I was researching it,
Mhm.
and it's very easy with Google searches to see that this one was already kicked out, and this one's cheating, and this
Yes,
one's
yes.
married to this one, and all this. So then it happens, right? Because I'm still thinking over the course of the evening in Sochi that night, the women's long program. I'm still thinking that Yuna's going to pull this out.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Right? So when Yuna Kim does not win, and they put Satnikova ahead of her, it's like it all comes like flashing back, like in a movie, like here it is. It happened. Like, oh my God, they did it. And so yes, it was a gift from the standpoint of the reporting that I'd done in advance. I was able to just put all that out there and focus on the conflict of interest, all the different conflicts of interest in the sport. So I'm trying to. Lori Nickel, of course, is Carolina Costner's choreographer and Gracie's choreographer, and so I know Lori very well, and I happened to be down in the press, the mix zone, and it's just a zoo, and no one's down there, no skaters at all. Ashley had come and gone, and she was great as always, talking about what a kind of farce the whole thing was. And all the journalists, like there's 40 or 50 American journalists who know that I've written these books, so they kind of all of a sudden turn towards me like they're gonna ask me what I think. Well, I've got lots of thoughts, but I'm sure not sharing it with them because I want to.
Yeah,
break
you
this
wanted
news.
to have it
This
in
is-
your column.
This is
Yeah.
right. This is my news. So I run right into Lori Nickel, and I want to talk to her about a couple things. And where can we go away from all these men, and where she can go with her credential and I can go with my credential. To the women's bathroom we go, and we kind of barred the door.
Had like a moment.
You know,
of,
That's
Phil was dying. At
Phil-
that
he's
moment.
he's at the door, like trying to listen.
That's
in.
right. We did it when we came out of the bathroom. Phil was right there, which I love Phil more than life itself. I adore him.
What's the biggest debate you've gotten in with Phil Hirsch?
Well, it has to be the short program in Nagano in 1998, where he was saying that Tara was great, and I was saying
Tasteless.
Michelle, and he goes, no, Tara should have won it, and I said it was what 8, I think it was 7-2 the judges on that one because it was still the 6-0 system, of course, 7-2 or 8-1. I forget. I used to know this. This is stuff I used to know. Now I don't know anymore. Anyway, and I'm saying, well, Phil, the judges, the judges went with Michelle like 8-1 or 7-2, whatever. Again, I know your people already are looking this up, and
To hate mail you.
right. Well, that's right. Just send it to Dave. Send it to
Oh,
Dave.
you're the one that writes the article about the true state of skating.
Yeah, well,
But I do
and
like
was
that
on
you
it.
write
I
that
was on it.
article a good 5 times a year.
Exactly, I do.
Yes.
There's always a little change in it.
Yeah.
Astute readers do notice that I use some of the same lines over and over again. Yes, but
I like you're like Dick Button. Say something bitchy about the state of skating. Just get him on speed dial.
Like 5 different quotes, use them in different articles.
Yeah.
That's right. No, I worked hard for those quotes,
Yes.
but no, I know what you mean. But anyway, yes. So I think that was it probably because I mean, and again, for those many of your people who listen and love this your show. Loved skating back then. I mean, that
Yeah.
was 98.
Oh,
The practices were being shown live on CBS.
Mhm.
That
back
would
to the
never
States.
happen.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we're lucky if we get a couple hours of coverage in nationals.
Well, and you think about this, you had, who was it, Peekaboo Street and whatever, and they kept getting this, the skiing would get fogged out up in the mountains in Japan. So what would they do? They'd come to figure skating practice, and Scotty would be there doing live, commentary on the Michelle versus Tara.
Yes.
That was this sport's Chrissy versus Martina. It was that good. They were that good.
Mhm.
And so, yes, that's what, of course, triggered. And also lack of sleep. Like getting up at, going to bed at 4 or 5 in the morning, get up at 9 in the morning, do it all again, which is great. I'm
Yeah.
not complaining.
Yeah.
But, so you're kind of
but it
sleep
affects
deprived.
you, yeah.
And you also spend a lot of time together. So we're very close to each other, and you might want to start to strangle people. And then that argument did kind of manifest itself, yes.
So it was like an argument.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, no, we were arguing.
I
And
like
there was
that.
voices were raised.
Speaking of the coverage of skating, a lot of people blame Scott and Sandra for 2002, and they want to put the blame on them for giving their opinions. Do you feel that people should be more opinionated in covering the sport? Because it seems like you see the press room, the first 2 tables, the first 2 rows are not going to give you an opinion,
No.
and they're going to stare at you. Do you think that people do need to be more outspoken?
I think they do, and but unfortunately, even in like NFL coverage and versus games today, it's all kind of pablum. And you're not going to get like Johnny Miller on golf. He is honest, and he lays into people, and that is great, and he's beloved. So I'm kind of surprised there's not more of that when you see commentators get praised for that, and the TV
In other
ratings go up.
sports, yes.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think especially in a sport like this where
Where
it's
it's so
judged.
subjective.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of the fun of
Oh,
it, is
it-
having different opinions, and that's the judging aspect of the sport, and you need that when you're, in my opinion.
No, I absolutely agree, and I think with Sandra and Scott back in Salt Lake, it was obviously I didn't see the coverage, but I was there, and we were hearing the news that Scott was just beside himself, and then that story. Speaking of that, I received a phone call like 2 a.m. from a source that I will not name, but who was telling me that Marie Ren Lagoon, the French judge, was sobbing in the lobby of the judge's hotel in Salt Lake City, saying the fix was in that she had to go for the Russians over Jamie and David, the Canadians, because of the deal for ice dance with the French.
Well, how do you feel about DDA being the next ISU president?
Okay, that is just ridiculous. I mean, if this sport wants to be taken, have a grain of salt, seriousness, then the man who engineered the biggest scandal in the history of the sport is going to become the president of the International Skating Union. That makes Donald Trump look like a good candidate and a normal candidate. I mean, seriously, you just can't make this stuff up.
I mean, the 90s, you had such characters. So who is more fun to cover, Tanya Harding or Surya? I mean, really, what is better?
I think Surya was here.
Surya
I
was
saw
here.
Surya yesterday. It was lovely to see her. Well, Tanya was ridiculous, and
Did she ever return the text?
Yeah, why
no,
didn't
never texted me back.
Interesting.
Although
You
it
need
could
to
be that I don't
introduce
have the
us.
right.
You need, I will be
She may
her
have
best
changed her cell
friend.
number.
I would like to visit her.
Well, if Tanya's, do you think there's any chance Tanya's probably watching?
If anybody
I
knows
would love
Tanya,
to,
knows anything
tell
about
her,
her,
tell her to
yeah.
call in, email in, whatever,
Yeah.
text in. No, Tanya was, Surya, we didn't know her that well, really.
Right.
Did you compete against her at all?
No, but I
Did you
toured
know
with
the
her for a
mother?
couple
Yeah,
years.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, the mother.
I like Surya. I think
I like
she's-
Surya
yeah.
too.
Yes.
Yes, no, this is a backstory, and again, this is why I started to cover this sport
But
and write
why
books.
did she
'cause it
always
just
wear the
couldn't-
tights over the skates, but not on the actual
I think because she
legs?
wanted it us
Because
to think like she was wearing tights, but yeah,
Confusing.
those were bare
Things
legs.
Yeah,
you'll
those are bare
never-
legs.
Yeah.
That was weird. Yeah, it was weird.
Give it a rest.
But I'll tell you though, of all the people covering this, that you cover and you get to know, I mean, Michelle Kwan has always probably been my favorite as a person and as a skater and class act and just lovely. And even when things didn't go well, there she is, answering every question. But I will say right now, having Ashley Wagner and then Gracie, who is no slouch on the quotes, she's
upped her
catching
game this year.
She's certainly she's Ashley like upping your game with the quad and the men's.
Yes.
You gotta up your game.
If
with
Ashley
the
Wagner
quads.
is your competition in quotes,
No, we got to work on Paulina. We have
I
to.
know.
Yes, well, she's only
She
17,
has
so
it.
she's
She
got it.
has it inside, but I think she's a little
She
bit.
can't be wearing that dress. We
No.
have to really focus on the important
She's new
things.
packaging, and I think.
That's interesting. I know you're being snarky in yourself, but I will say this: Michelle Kwan. It was the 1995 Skate America
Mhm.
for the '96 World,
When she came out
With
as
Salome.
Yeah.
and so she was born in '80. So she had turned 15.
Mhm.
So now that was a little bit of a jolt. As everyone, whoa, look at what's happened.
Mhm.
There was kind of like, whoa, and Danny Kwan was never quite happy,
Yeah.
like with my daughter wearing
Yeah, it's a
makeup and all
little,
this
yeah.
stuff. So that was 15. But of course, it was the absolute right move to make,
Uh-huh.
and that was
Mhm.
Frank and Laurie that did that with Michelle. So that she was 15. So now we got Polina 17, closing in on 18, right? Well,
Mhm.
this year she'll be
Yes.
18, and so yeah, she seems a couple years behind in terms of getting that makeover.
Yeah.
Having said that, obviously it is their call,
Mhm.
but I think if you want to look at how it was done and the trajectory of success of the Kwan team and with Michelle
Mhm.
Kwan, I think that's about the best benchmark.
Well, I think
you
her
can look at.
short program this season is a more mature.
Yeah,
it's better
absolutely.
stuff. I think it's the hair down with the curls
The
and
hair
dress.
just was the kicker. 'cause
Yeah, it's
that
just-
was the first time.
Well, true. Now that's Gone with the Wind, though, right? Wasn't
Yes,
the idea?
and she portrayed the character
And Christine and
very
I had
well.
no doubt that there would be creative judging to make sure that Paulina did not win yesterday.
Well, yes. Well, of course, but somebody had to blow the doors off the arena.
Yes.
And Gracie did.
Thankfully.
But no, that was really good skating last night. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. And Ashley, even though she messed up on the LUTs,
She's good. It was
she was
great
great. And I love
performance.
that Moulin Rouge program. I know she's done it 2 years in a row. I say to Ashley, just keep doing it. I'm teasing. I'm not teasing, but
yes, but
she-
something like that.
Oh my
would be
God!
great
Because
to
that
see
is
next
just
season.
so Ashley,
Yeah.
and you see that, and then you compare that to what you see when you see these younger skaters. That's the advantage of being the older skater, which is kind of
Yes.
funny because this sport is usually just spitting out
these
20-year-old
young, like,
women.
And
yeah.
people enjoy the older skaters. more.
Absolutely. Katerina Witt was the ultimate.
Yeah.
Of course, that was the days when you could get away with what, one triple sow and one triple
One triple
toe.
toe.
Yeah, but-
Maybe a loop.
Yeah, maybe.
Here or there,
And then
yeah.
and win the 2 gold medals.
Yes.
I mean, we love her, but it's a different game now. That's for
Yeah.
sure. Which is why it's more turbulent. Which is why it's harder to stay on top.
Do you enjoy watching the skating as much now as you did before with what the IJS has done?
You know, I enjoyed it more before because, as I understand, and I wrote about this the other day. I know people are saying whatever. The 6-0 was a flawed system. I get it. I'm not saying the
Yeah,
6-0
but
is the
seeing
greatest.
that mark from the Russian judge and
Oh.
the British judge, that
That-
Vanessa
that-
Riley, who would always give everyone the 5-1.
You were paying attention.
I was paying a very
seriously.
close
That was
attention.
reality TV before there was reality
Like that
TV.
chapter you wrote on Tara, Christy. We were paying such close attention.
I need to go back and when I come on again, I need to go back and read my books to remember
Yeah.
what I wrote because
Well,
we're talking
speaking of
like
your
20
books,
years ago.
So people have always asked me where the name for my original blog came from, Aunt Joyce's ice cream stand, and I just need you to explain this for our viewers.
Well, it helped me out a little because again, it's
Yes.
long. But yes, Aunt Joyce, Nicole Bobeck's Aunt Joyce.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Well, you came up with the ice cream stand idea, didn't you, or did
no,
I?
because
She
you
actually
had
owned
written,
an ice
She owned
they
a ice cream
owned it
stand.
in the
That's it.
Chicago
Sorry.
Zoo,
See,
and they
I-
claimed that
proof
it
that I don't remember
financed.
every little
They
detail.
claimed that it financed her skating, and it was written in your book in a snarky kind
Yes.
of way,
Okay.
Christine.
Thank you for yes. No.
I was reading that at 9, being like,
That's,
"Oh,
that's a good point.
this
No,
woman
I-
has opinions."
Yeah, and I guess to the point you were making a little bit ago about having opinions. This is
Yeah.
a sport that asks for it, requires it. I mean, even Dick Button, when he would say someone was a refrigerator break.
And
We
she
loved
was.
him for it.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
And
It
she
was right, yeah.
and we love
And
her
then the
too.
next year, she got
Yeah.
skinny and pretty and a better program.
Mhm.
So yeah,
It
God's
worked.
work.
And
I
really.
think you
Yes.
need a little bit of snark.
So anyway,
Yeah,
Aunt Joyce
Aunt
was
Joyce was
Yana
I'm gonna-
Bobek's
I-
companion.
oh, there you go. Yes.
No one knew what the relationship between these women
No,
was.
all we saw at the now again,
There was
we're
a lot
going
of
back
rumors.
to the Nicole won the bronze at Worlds in '95. So I mean we are in a whole different generation, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And yes, it was there was a lot of actually interesting. We had a judge
And they
Since
had
passed
18
away.
coaching changes
Who
in
sat-
10 years.
right who sat with us. Yeah, get this. So when skating
Stable
was skating,
people.
and there were like 50 reporters from all around the country covering it, they would put a judge, a woman named Bonnie McLaughlin. She's passed away now. Lovely, and she would sit in the middle, ostensibly to tell us that was a Lutz or a
Right.
toe loop or whatever, because we had no idea.
Yeah.
I mean,
To learn the sport.
right, and if
recover.
they go forward, that's an axle. But no one has ever skated, so it's not like we have, but we want to learn it because the sport's
Right.
getting very popular.
Right.
Well, Bonnie would also, God rest her soul, the greatest. Bonnie would also start telling us all the gossip.
Where's Bonnie now?
Well, Bonnie has unfortunately passed away, but fabulous person. We love of Bonnie. If any relatives of Bonnie are watching, but that was when we all started to hear some of this news or gossip or whatever when it became a soap opera. And that's when I said, as I'm covering all these sports, I've never seen a sport like this. It has all this going on. You've got this incredible drama on the ice. You go up as an Olympic gold medal favorite and you come crashing down and it is over.
Over.
Like Brian Boitano
Yes.
and Lillehammer. It is over. There's no second free throw, no third strike, no fourth down. The non-negotiable moment of decision on like any sport you have ever.
Mhm.
And no team, no one to help you out. So you've got that. And then you've got the parents and the clothes falling off of Katerina Witt and Tanya Harding, who we were always convinced she had like a string that she pulled if she missed the Lutz.
Yeah,
And
do
then the
something.
dress-
Something's gonna happen.
And then the
yeah.
dress starts falling off.
What do you think happened to Tanya's lace in Lillehammer? What is your theory?
Well, as best as I can tell, she came and I actually had Gail Tanger in Inside Edge, right? Yeah, Inside Edge, just to tell us that she came to the Olympics. So the highlight of your career,
Right.
right? I mean, this is it.
Yeah.
And she was going to do that
And she
triple
Her
came,
A.
moment.
right? She came to the Olympics
Skating to Jurassic Park.
with a skate lace that was not the right size for her skates. She also, for the Albertville Olympics in 92, because she went, anyone who thinks Tanya was like robbed or not
No,
given
no, no,
chance,
she was given
two
to
Olympics,
Yeah.
2 Olympics, folks.
And a national
One
title.
national
2
title.
titles, really.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I mean,
then
yeah,
one-
yeah.
One understandably
Unofficial,
vacated.
yes.
And you do this. This is the Olympics, is the pinnacle of your life, and you do not. And, I was going to say in '92, Albertville, she forgot her skate cards. She forgot.
Yeah.
Her
She
skate
didn't bring them
cards.
to the Olympics?
No,
Oh, blast.
And she arrived there like right before.
right,
Yeah.
but she wasn't going to be jet lagged. And then 3 days later, after it was all over, she admitted that she in fact was jet lagged. So
Surprise.
these decisions, but you can see why all these years later, it is just such a delight to even tell these stories because you just can't make this stuff up. No sport. NFL. I don't care how great these games are.
We
Whatever.
need Ashley to do something. She could, she could
Ashley,
punch
yes.
someone, Christine. Like, this is what we need to happen.
Yeah, we could have.
She needs a Serena moment.
Right.
Like, we could.
Does Ashley watch your show? Do you think?
Oh, unfortunately, yes.
She does.
You know.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, there's the best talker in the sport ever. Ashley
Oh,
Wagner.
I always have told Ashley.
Oh my God! And
I
smart,
said, Ashley, you've always been
Is
top
Do you
billing.
think she's still listening? She's fabulous. She's smart. She's great. And I've
Yes.
known Ashley since she was a kid because she was in D.C. So no, just the greatest. A delight in all ways, and honest. And let us just say, as we're being kind of silly and kind of not, I've covered a lot of Olympics, 16 in a row. I cover a lot of issues. What she did when she spoke up, when everyone else wouldn't, about Putin and that awful anti-gay propaganda law, whatever, ridiculous, and then kept speaking out. And then we go see her in Russia, where now she could actually maybe get in trouble, and she still spoke out. So that was a absolute profile in courage by Ashley Wagner. It
All
was.
right. Well, thank you so much,
Thank
Christine.
you,
It's
Christine.
been
All right.
This was
Well,
so fun.
do I get to come back?
Yes,
course.
but you have to
Be a
do
TSL
gymnastics
regular.
this summer. Come on,
Okay.
come on, Marta. Like, we can talk.
Well, I
you
know.
know.
You need to
Well, I
teach
got
me
my-
about it because I don't know anything.
Are you going to do it too? Oh my
Yeah.
God. No.
I'll
Bella,
educate everyone.
Here's the one thing you need: just find Bella Caroli and go talk to him. He is the
Okay.
Bill Clinton to Marta's Hillary.
You
That's
know,
all I
so
have to say.
in Beijing, where I saw Christine, and I gave her my friend. I had this girl that had done the blogs, and I
Yes,
gave. I
that's
hooked
how
you
we
up with that.
connected, right?
Well, you first helped me out when I was like a young gay journalism major, and like
Yes, okay, we-
emailed you, yeah,
Right. But that
on
was
your
the first,
AOL email account, Christine.
But let's not give that out.
And,
Although so many people have it. I also have a website, ChristineBrennan.com. They can do
So
that. And
you
USA
were there
Today.
for the 12-year-old gymnast, as you always
Yes.
are doing God's work everywhere. But
Well, thank you. Thank you, Dave.
they had me drive Bella Caroli everywhere, and this is like
You
putting
were like
me.
his chauffeur.
Oh yeah, I used to drive him on the golf course, and he'd be like, "I need to go to the National Indoor Stadium for gymnastics," and I'm like, "One, I know, and two, like, who did they give to do this job? Like, what idiot
Yes,
did
but
that?"
think of, did he
Yeah.
give you any tidbits or?
Yeah,
Well,
but-
he always knew that we knew. Like, I thought Nasty was going to win. He knew
Yeah.
too, and like we would talk, and then Tim Daggett would be like, "Dave, what's going on? Like,
Oh,
what
you
is
would-
happening?"
Yeah, I knew it.
Tim Daggett was
Oh, sure.
on it. Like he's a gymnastics nerd, and like he wants to.
Well,
know.
of course, and what the great thing about that, so Bella didn't have a place to be during the competition, so he
Right.
came and plopped right into the press section.
So
and I
you
said-
could hear all of his
Well, I said,
opinions.
Bella, here's
Yeah.
an empty seat. Come
Yeah.
and sit right next to me and tell me everything. And that was where he talked about the laziness and lousiness.
Oh, in 2000, yeah,
I love
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's one of my favorite quotes of all time. Laziness and lousiness.
Lousiness.
yeah.
Yeah, but Bella is the great, and Marta, and what a success story. But also, I mean, Mary Lorette and everything. But no, gymnastics.
Come on, the ranch, the camps. It's like Neverland with the adults. Come on, Christine, this is our kind of a place.
It is. No, it is. It is. It's figure skating for the summer.
How is Serena doing on the Australian Open?
I haven't. The last few days, I've kind of been in sequin land, but
Is she happy? Do you like
yeah.
Serena better happy or like angry Serena?
I like her winning. And
I like her winning.
Boy, what a missed opportunity in that
Open.
yes, in the semifinals. Yeah, she didn't play well at all.
She could just have like another good
Wouldn't it be
outburst.
wouldn't it be something if she keeps winning and
Mhm.
wins a couple more of these?
And I
wins,
think she will.
I do too. She is incredible, and we've never seen anything like
Mhm.
her and her sister in terms of coming from
Mhm.
where they came from, beating all the odds, and just being just the two greatest. I mean, Serena is definitely not only the greatest tennis player I think of all time. I think she's the greatest female athlete of all time, any sport, anything.
Now, who loves you more, Tiger Woods or Michael Phelps? What do you?
Oh, good. Probably Michael Phelps.
Yeah.
Because I think because Tiger, yeah. I mean, Michael and I always say hello, and his mom, I know them, and his sisters, and yeah, they're, yeah. I mean, no, we're right. And Tiger, by the way, I certainly wrote many columns about how great he was.
Yes.
But I will call people. I mean, it's my job. My goodness, if you're reading my column, I want to give you 3 or 4 minutes or however long it takes of my opinion. I don't want you to waste your time. And my job is to stir the pot. That is, obviously that is a big part of
Well,
what
we
I'm
love
supposed
you
to be
for
doing.
this. For
Well,
sure.
I love you guys for it too, and I'll tell you these two. I mean, you guys are worthy participants in the goofy world of the media center at figure skating.
Well, we've had so much fun
friends.
this week.
Yeah.
Thank you
Jenny.
for coming
Thank you.
on
Great
with
to see you
us.
again,
Yes.
Dave. Great to see you. As
Yeah.
And
always.
thank you guys
Thank
for joining us.
Yes.
We will be back next weekend. We're going to recap Canadian National Championships, which we missed this weekend. So we hope you guys will enjoy that show as well. Dave, lead us out.
So as always, we want to remind you to hold an edge and look sexy.
Bye, guys.
Oh my god, you guys.